Hello?
Hello?
Oh, much better. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so you heard nothing that I said.
No.
Not one word.
I heard like bits and pieces of the first part, but not enough to really make it cognitive.
What did I just say? Oh, I said was, in our relationship, my intentions was not to violate you or exploit your feelings for me or to hurt you in any way. But at the same time, I loved you very much. I still do, very much. But I didn't know how to give it to you. I didn't know where to begin. Didn't know really how to physically show someone I love them because, like you said, I've never really had it. But ultimately, you ready? Yeah, take your rollers out. I'm going to come down and roll you in. I'm sorry, Makai. Basically, in a nutshell, I just wanted to genuinely apologize because I always come on so hateful to you. And if I never spoke to you after today, I don't want you to part ways from me, believing that I never felt nothing for you. And it was nothing but just pure hatred and anger. And it wasn't. I think, now that the more I look at shit, I think that because I didn't know what to do with you, I never dealt with a person like you with your beliefs and what you stand for and your standards and stuff like that. By me not knowing what to do with it, I think I got frustrated with it. And because I didn't know what to do with it, so let me just fuck it up. So, and that's not your fault. That's my fault. That's something I had to deal with. But ultimately, I loved you. I just didn't know how to show it. And I don't want you to go around thinking I just ultimately was just like, fuck him, he was just somebody that I had around and I did me, because that really was not the case. I've never had a relationship like you. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, I'm just trying to apologize for just everything, because it was not you, it was me and my lack of ability to do things. And instead of me being humble and fighting my pride and saying, hey, I really want this and I want to do this, but I don't know how to do this because I've never had this. This has never been displayed to me. I've never been in a relationship with this. No, I want to, bitch, you can handle this, you can handle anything and do what you want to do with it the way you want to, and it's going to work out. And that wasn't the case. So ultimately, at the end of the day, Makai, I can say out of anybody that I dealt with, no matter how much I say I hate you and I don't like you and I want to dislike you because it would be easier for me, I don't, because you hold me to a standard. And that standard that you held me to, I have to face that shit every day, because it wasn't a relationship such standard. It was a standard about me. And now that I know that, I think that's what angers me so much in talking to you, because now that I know that, I know it and I don't like it. And I'm putting in the work to change it, but it's not an overnight thing. And I got to deal with a bunch of bullshit behind it. And the fact that you know that, and you always hold me to that, even now that we're not together, you still hold me to that, being that person. You challenge me all the time, and I think ultimately that's what make me not like you and so angry with you, because you challenge me to a point that I don't think that I honestly wanted to face, because I didn't want to look at how ugly I was. And to actually see that, I think it was more hurtful, because I didn't want to believe that I was actually this certain type of person. And I'm not talking about the whole shit and all that shit. I'm just talking about my attitude and the way I deal with things, period. And you bring that to me all the time, hands down. And I think that's why I fought you the most, because I think I was kind of jealous of the fact that it took for you to point that out to me, and on my journey of trying to do better, I didn't see it myself. And instead of, like you said, it just dawned on me when you were telling me about blessings and how they come, I didn't see it that way. I was just looking at somebody that's trying to control me, and I'm not here to be controlled. And that's what took over my mind frame. And at that point, I'm going to do everything against what you say, because I'm determined that you're not going to control me. Not knowing you're giving me the tools to better me. Not just our relationship, but me as a person. And I didn't see that. And I see that now, and I don't regret it. And yeah, I'm hurt that we fucked up, that I fucked up. But the part that hurt me the most, honestly, is that you never knew the love that I have for you. And that's the most hurtful part. Because at the end of the day, you can't say hands down, yeah, she loved me. You don't know because I never showed you that. And how I feel about you, you would never understand or know that because I never knew how to show it to you. And I think that's the most hurtful part for me. That hurts more than us not being together.
Well, I can definitely say that it takes a certain amount of nobleness to be able to even say that. So I appreciate you saying that. And the way you said it says that you took some time and you sat down and you thought about it. So I appreciate and acknowledge that also. I accept your apology.
Thank you. I just needed you to know that. I really did. It's been eating me up. But at the same time, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, fuck it. I'm not telling him how I feel for what. But I don't, in talking to you, I'm not saying you're damaged, you're not, but I don't want you to see me or think of me and just remember how hurt you were. Because that wasn't my intention. That wasn't why I came into the relationship. That wasn't why I was there. That wasn't why I held on so long. And I didn't want it to think, I was just like, fuck you the whole time. And it's like that, like it was never nothing there. You was the only one with the love because that wasn't it. I loved you as much as you loved me. I just didn't know how to display it. I didn't know what to do with it. And none of that stuff because I never had that before. None of that. I just never had it. And I used to get so fucking mad at you because I used to say shit to you that would make any other person stay the fuck away from me, but you stayed. And you wouldn't go. And I think that angered me the most, and that made me like kind of dislike you the most because I'm like trying to do everything to make you leave, and you won't leave.
I'm not a quitter.
I
stand
we
by.
know that now. But at the end of the day, ultimately, I don't want you to think that I slept with somebody because I didn't love you or I felt it. That wasn't it. I actually. And I'm not saying this for your benefit at all. I'm not saying this to make you feel some type of way or to get any points or whatever, but I'm just being honest. Actually, when the shit happened, I felt like shit. I felt so fucking dirty and nasty because that's what I mean by when you lifted my standards. Even after we broke up and being with Chris, and even in that, and realizing that, I'm not even gonna lie. You came to thought, and at that moment, immediately I wanted to hate you because it seemed like, okay, this motherfucker's telling the truth. But even in being with Chris and trying to. I'm just on the outside looking in like, bitch, you better than this. You better than this. He ain't even your type of nigga. You know, the things that he like to do and the things you like to do ain't even it. Why settle? You've been settling all this time. Like, bitch, you been settling. You fell short. Like, shit, I hate to sound so vulgar, but that's what I was saying to myself. And I'm sitting here, and I ain't even gonna lie, I'm sitting here.
I mean, you was feeling that about who?
Chris. I mean, even the other dude, like, after that night, it was like, what the fuck did I do? I was mad. I felt like you didn't want me. Like, I acted off emotion. And it was like, okay, now I got to fix it. But how do I fix it? Because if I tell him, if I can't play it, he's not going to want me no more. We won't be in a relationship, and I don't want that. But I don't want to hurt him neither. So let me just try to salvage what we do have. But it blew up in my face because, like you said, karma. It could have been from something else. It could have been from me saying, Kamari, Father called side when we was beefing. Who knows? But, you know what I'm saying? It was just so happened karma. It could have been me stepping on you. Anything. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, at the end of the day, I fucked up. I fucked it up. But my intention was not to hurt you, to have you leaving hurt and feeling like I never was for you, that it was just all me and I was being selfish, because it wasn't. I loved you. I still do, to the end of the world and back. But again, I never had it. I never was displayed it in a way to where I know how to give it back. And it angered me so much because, like I said, I didn't know what to do with you. I never had nobody like you. Didn't know what to do with you. Didn't know how to be humble, because in being humble, that means I got to open myself up. And if I sheets, clothes, and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna shut it down. But it had nothing to do with you. But at the same time, I feel really bad that you felt like I didn't love you, or that it wasn't there, and that I was just so hurtful and hateful to you, and that's how we parted ways. That kind of fucked me up because I never wanted to be that person to have to end a relationship and be that person the way we ended, because I always was the other end of a person like that doing that, so I know what it feels like, and I never wanted to be that person. So I never wanted to hurt you or anything like that. It had nothing to do with you. It was me and my demons. But at the same time, I hate to say it, I don't regret it, because you've taught me so much. You grew me up in a lot of ways, and I want to hate you for it, but I can't. And I'm only angry, like I said, I got the confidence, the courage to even say this to you. I only was angry with you for so much, because you used to bring so much and put so much on my plate that I needed to eat off of to grow, but I didn't know what to do with it, and I didn't know how to say out of love, Makai, I understand, but I need help. I didn't know how to do that because my pride is a bitch. And it bothered me to say that I have to humble myself and completely give myself to you and say I need help. Because in doing that, I felt like you would control me or have an upper hand over top of me, and it had nothing to do with you. That was all me and what I've been through in the past.
Pride only serves to do just that. But the good side about that is now being able to even put that into words and acknowledging and realizing that that's what it is, that's growth in itself. It's unfortunate that it happened at the end of things, but I mean, growth is still growth. So that's something to look at positively, because you now have to charge yourself with what you know now.
No, but now I hate it, Makai, because, and I'm not talking about relationship-wise, it's just lonely as a motherfucker, because a lot of people, friends, and a lot of people out of now and seeing a lot of shit, like you said, I don't even want to be bothered. Like, I don't even having to call them. Just the fact that they say hi to me just make my motherfucking skin crawl. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, you dealt with that? Like, really? And it's like, and looking at stuff, and like the more and more I start digging through stuff and looking at stuff, and it's like, damn, bitch, you was damn. Like, really? And like I said, at the end of the day, I get so mad at you. Even when we're not talking, I'm going to say to you, at the end of the day, it's my attitude, and I'm mad at you. Because I'm mad at the fact that you opened my eyes to this shit. And I can't turn it off. It's like now, once it's like how they say, once you get a taste of something else, you can never go back to where you came from.
Yeah. But once you get a taste of something good, you can't go back to.
Right. So, and that's where I am. It's just like now, after you, any type of relationship, friendship, relationship, whatever, if it seems, I don't want nothing mediocre around me, let me put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything mediocre, I don't have any room for right now. Whether if I got to be by my motherfucking self until I find what I'm looking for, that's fine. Whether if I have to be celibate till I find what I'm looking for, that's fine. That's what I mean by you really grew me up to the point before, look, I'm just trying to smash real fast. Don't even be wanting to, I'm not even trying doing. Tried it. Wasn't even trying doing. Went to this man's house, and it was like the moment he started touching me, my fucking skin started crawling, and I think he saw it, because he was like, I act like he disgusted me, and I had to be real with him. That's why I had to go back home. I had to be real. I can't do this. This ain't me. I'm better than this. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you ain't shit, but I'm better than this.
Keep that value on yourself.
I can't, and I can't do it. And it's even now, I met somebody, we went out on a date, and when he just started talking about the shit that he liked to do, I'm looking like, oh, fuck, nah, can't do it. This ain't gonna work. We ain't compatible. That mediocre shit, I'm good. You ain't going nowhere. That's how I had to tell her, where you going? I already been there. I don't want to go back there. I'm trying to come from there. I can't move forward with someone like you being stuck where you are. I can't. It's toxic for me. And it's to the and I'm pissed at you so much, but it's a good thing. But I'm just pissed because you planted that seed, and now that you planted that seed, I'm trying to uproot the root. And I'm not even gonna sit here and try to think like I But now that I'm not ignorant to the shit and I see it, it's harder to sit back and just let that shit go with the flow.
I got you. Well,
so I just needed you to hear that, and I needed you to know that. Just in case we never talk ever again.
I appreciate that. That took a lot. I know it took a lot because in the amount of time that we were dealing with each other, I don't believe that you've sat me down many times and spoke to me like that. I'm proud of the fact.
I've never sat you down and spoke to you that way.
I mean, we've had some pretty good conversations before, but this one is pivotal because there was a lot of points in it that indicates growth, which I'm proud of. I'm happy for you that, however it came, as long as it's here and you're able to use that information to do better, I'm happy about that.
Actually, it came. I'm telling you, when I decided that I was going to move with Chris, that whole month and us staying together, I was fucking miserable because I was trying to ignore what I see, from learning from you. I try to put that, that's that Makai shit, bitch. You need to get off that Makai mind frame because you don't fuck with Makai no more. And then after that, I'm like, it started to come back, that Makai shit, bitch. It's you. This is the shit that you're tired of. This is what you don't want. This is why you started dealing with Makai, because you're trying to get away from this shit. So, bitch, you just keep settling, huh? So every day, I come home smiling, crying face, you're just going to keep settling, huh, bitch? You're just going to keep settling for something that you already know you don't even want. Ain't even your value. It's beneath you. But you going to keep on, huh? And it was eating at me, and it was getting stronger and stronger to the point when you walk through the fucking door, you don't even want to be there.
Yeah.
And that's how I started feeling. And it started showing in my action. Like, you come in and give me a kick on my face, and my facial expression would make it look like it was the most disgusting thing in the world.
Wow.
Shit like that. And then I had to sit him down and let him know, I've been dealing with you. I've known you for 8 years. But when I first met you, I was 26, 7, 28. Just came home. I'm not her no more. I'm not even nowhere near that person anymore. And I can't keep settling and saying I want different, but yet here I am.
Yeah.
I can't do that. And he didn't understand what I was saying. He said that I was trying to let him down easy because you must want me back. And I was like, it ain't got nothing to do with that man. It got a lot to do with that man, but it ain't got nothing to do with that man.
Mm-hmm.
But, you've, grown me up to a point that I honestly some days cuss you out. I'm just going to be honest with you. I cuss you out mentally, sometimes out loud to myself, but out loud, because you planted that fucking seed, and no matter how much I try to put wool over my eyes, I just can't sit back knowing what I know and just let myself go through the bullshit knowing what I know.
Well, that's good. That means you're holding yourself accountable for the information you now know.
I am, and I even hold myself accountable for you, but like I said, that's what I meant when I said you taught me a lot about me. A whole lot about me. And I thank you for that. I don't like the way it turned out, but I thank you for that. I really do. And that's why I really asked you, could we still be friends? Because I felt like that you were an asset to my life, whether we were together or not. Well, thank you for hearing me out.
I thank you for this call. This is a much better phone call than the last one we had a few moments ago. And it was a pleasure to not speak over you and not talk and just hear you out. That was good, because it seems like in doing that, you were able to vent and say things in a way that came across as very, very easy to understand. And I believe the more you said things, the more clear they became to even yourself, because the way that you were describing certain things got sharper and sharper as you talked. So that's a good thing. And I'm glad that I was able to give you anything that you could use to do better or get closer to what it is that you want ultimately. So I'm glad you called. I'm glad you called. That means a lot.
Well, just know, you left an impression. Yes, a lasting one.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And it's starting to show.
That's cool.
But I am tired. I'm not gonna sit back. A lot of times I say a lot of shit that seem real stupid just to get under your fucking skin because you get under mine. But I've actually tried not to be spiteful. I've actually tried to not sweat the small shit, not get angry about certain things. I'm just right now I'm just at a place. I'm starting small. I'm not gonna bite off more than I can chew. I'm gonna deal with what I can. And keep it moving from there. I'm not even going to sit and say, hey, I need to do this, that, and the third. I'm just staying on course and just taking it little by little.
I'll do that.
What I know, fix that. Because once I fix that, of course, I'm going to start growing even more and seeing more stuff. And it's just going to start coming on my own way. I'm not going to need nobody to point it out.
Right.
Because I'm going to see it myself. So,
right.
I'm getting there, but, I mean, I just hate the fact that I fought you over it, and it bothers me that it's possible that when I ultimately get to where I want to go, you will play a big part in it. You played a big part in molding me to get there, but it saddens me that ultimately at the end of the day we don't know, but there's a possibility that you don't even get to witness it at all and see me shine.
Mm-hmm.